Why should we care about injustice? No, really, why? From the moment we are introduced to society as kids and young adults, we are taught that life isn't fair. So if we know that life is innately unfair, why should we try to combat that? It is what it is. It's impossible to fix, correct? Wrong. Everything that is now possible was once deemed impossible. I'm sure that if you go back to the Renaissance era and ask people if they think that one day somebody will be able to walk on the moon, they would think that is a crazy thought. But fast forward to July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong did just that. He walked on the moon and said his famous words, "One small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." Something that was once deemed too hard, too challenging, too impossible became doable. This principle of doing the challenging and the impossible is exactly what standing up against injustice is all about. To speak about injustice, we must first define it. Injustice is a violation of the rights of another, or unfairness. When I was younger, I used to see in the news and in school people being treated so wrong, so unfairly, but I thought that it was none of my business, and then there was nothing I could do, and it was all above me. This was my mindset for a while, until I got to 8th grade at Harper's Choice Middle School. February 2019, I got called into the BSAP liaison's office, and she asked me, "What do you think we should do to celebrate Black History Month?" After thinking about it for a while, I said, "An assembly." I took this opportunity as a chance, in my own way, to take a stand against the racial injustices that were happening in America and still happening in America at the time. I felt as though, in order to celebrate Black history, we must acknowledge the hardships that Black people have gone through, and by doing so and educating people, it would be a way of taking a stand against injustice, and that is exactly what I did. With the help of the BSAP liaison and other students, we planned a school-wide assembly which included various forms of not only celebrating Black culture through music and poems, but also acknowledging the hardships and issues that the community faces by reading the names and telling the stories of those who were brutally murdered for the color of their skin. As a result of this assembly, not only were much needed conversations sparked all throughout the school, but it also educated people, and education is elevation. The impact of this assembly was much greater than I ever imagined that it would be. A year later, in February 2020, when I was a freshman at Wild Lake High School, I found out that the middle school decided to keep the assembly idea going and turn it into an annual event. This all goes to show that no matter how daunting standing up against injustice may seem, or how little that you think your actions matter, it is not only possible but can have a lasting impact. So I leave you with this final thought. Words can be deadly, but silence can be deadlier. Thank you for your time. Samya Miles.